My fiancé's mother switched our wedding rings during the ceremony. What happened next exposed a family secret kept for 30 years. My fiancé's mother switched our wedding rings during the ceremony. What happened next exposed a family secret kept for 30 years and turned our perfect beach wedding into a scene from a soap opera. I noticed something was wrong the moment James slid the ring onto my finger. The platinum band with 3 small diamonds we'd chosen together had been replaced by an antique old ring with a single ruby before I could say anything. James's face went completely white. "Where did you get this?" he whispered, staring at the ring now on my finger. His hands were shaking. "I didn't," I whispered back. "This isn't our ring." The officiant, oblivious to our confusion, continued with the ceremony. James' mother Eleanor was sitting in the front row, clutching her purse with a strange intensity, tears streaming down her face. Not the typical happy tears of a mother-in-law when it was my turn to place a ring on James's finger. I opened the small box and found another unfamiliar ring turn, a thick gold band with intricate engravings. James gasped audibly when he saw it, causing our guests to murmur in confusion. "These were my grandparents' rings," he said loud enough for the front rows to hear, "but they were stolen during a home invasion 30 years ago." Eleanor stood up suddenly. "They weren't stolen," she announced, her voice carrying across the beach. "Your father sold them to pay off gambling debts before you were born. He made up the robbery story to hide his shame." James' father, who had been battling cancer for years and was sitting in a wheelchair, tried to stand. "Eleanor, don't," he pleaded. "I've kept your secret for 3 decades, Richard," she continued, addressing her ex-husband. "I found the rings at a pawn shop 2 years after our divorce. I've been waiting for the right moment to return them to the family." The ceremony froze. Guests were exchanging uncomfortable glances. The officiant cleared his throat repeatedly, unsure how to proceed. Then James' father did something unexpected. He wheeled himself forward, took his ex-wife's hand, and said, "Thank you for being better than me. I should have told the truth years ago." James looked at me, tears in his eyes. "These rings have seen a failed marriage," he whispered. "Is it bad luck to use them?" I looked at his parents, divorced for 25 years, but sharing a moment of genuine reconciliation. Pernan squeezed his hand. "Maybe they've been waiting for the right marriage all along." We continued the ceremony with the heirloom rings. At the reception, James' father pulled me aside and explained that his gambling addiction had nearly destroyed their family. The rings had been the final casualty before Eleanor left him, taking 7-year-old James with her. "She never told me she found them," he said. "She could have sold them herself during the tough years after our divorce, but she didn't." Eleanor later admitted she'd switched the rings at the last minute. "Something told me it was time," she said. "Life is too short to keep secrets. James' father may not have much time left, and I wanted our son to understand his full history before it's too late." Our wedding album shows a ceremony that paused for truth, then continued with deeper meaning. And every time I look at the ruby ring on my finger, I am reminded that family stories, parent, even the painful ones, Pat, are part of the foundation we're building upon. Sometimes the most meaningful traditions are born from broken ones that find their way back together.